I was born to walk alone. I was born to walk alone. Whew. I was born to walk alone. Alone. Going down the only road you ever known. Zicka-dun, like a drifter, I was bigoted born. I don't know. You got a lot of questions tonight. That's a emotional jolt down memory lane, dude. You're memory laning me. Froggy was. Did you see they put out that movie White Lotus? Dude, I was so proud. I was laying on my couch. I'm like, yes, Froggy will have his revenge on New York. Yeah, White Lotus, dude. I inspired White Lotus. I had nothing to do with his shit. I really wish I did. I hadn't felt jealousy ever. But when he put out his record, I was real jealous. And then I went to see his band in Pittsburgh, Mass. This was my girlfriend. This was my wife's brother. And he came up watching me. I think he did. Watching me. And he had a whole band that was like Rage Against the Machine or something, but way over the top. They would really do Public Enemy. Like really do it. Yeah, whatever. But he had his own, not only that, he had his own solo shit. Because I used to tell him, yo, dude, I'm into 8-bit people. I'm into 8-bit people. And he's like, yeah. You know, I came up in Nintendo. I came up in NES. I know what that is. And he had a record that was like that. And when he brought it over to my house, I almost kicked the TV in. I swear to God. Because I was happy. But at the same time, I was so pissed because I had taught him well, but too well. And I think I had seen my day going by me, or at least that era going by me. Like it was time for me to move on to the next era, but he was putting a notch in his belt of that era, and it was fucking dope. We used to argue over this shit, and then we started arguing about why I wasn't in his band and shit like that. And then I used to give him equipment, and he'd be mad because I'd fight with his sister. And like he's like, I threw out your fucking reel-to-reel 4-track. And I'm like, well, you a dumb motherfucker, because that's worth money. And he used to flex on me in the perfect way. I got a perfect way. Like a brother-in-law should. He never stepped over that line. He could have many times and been like, yo, I don't like the way you treat my sister. I'm going to break your fucking... And not to mention he was 7 foot tall. You know what I mean? And he used to come around. He used to eyeball me. And I'd be like, Froggy, don't eyeball me. And he'd be like, yeah, well, it was just perfect. And he was around too, like Nick, for all that shit. Like when I was going through the Brits and all this other shit. Oh, my God. Frogs was there on the worst gig I ever had, I think. Yep. I don't even want to go here. But I looked into Froggy's eyes and he looked into mine. And I was like, this is the worst gig I ever had in my fucking life. You know me, motherfucker. You're witnessing it. And I'm sitting there playing a Paul McCartney bass, looking at him like, look at me, motherfucker. Look at me. This is the lowest I've ever come. And I'm sitting there plucking a bass with the strings hanging up. And he's there wearing a fucking party hat. And he's looking at me with them eyes like his sister's, because he's got his sister's eyes. And he's looking at me and he's like, it's okay, homie. It's okay. Look at me. I got a fucking birthday hat on. And it was like, thank God you're here, homie. I was so pissed because he had happened to be there for the worst gig of my life. How I miss fucking Renee. He wouldn't be caught dead in these places otherwise. You know what I mean? And I hadn't thought about that in about 5 years or so. Remember a couple times when Alex was there too, when we were fighting. And I had crossed the line or something. But I remember coming out looking at Alex like, sorry. Because Alex used to get upset about it. It was rough. Ted always had my side too. Ted and Alex. But White Lotus, though, it's a good record. You should put that record out. It's a really good one.